Hi there, greetings, gang. This is Patrick. Today we're going to talk about Breakthrough Small Business and Leadership Conference. Literally, we are less than 48 hours before we start. Doors open. That's virtual doors because this is a virtual conference that is going to take place. And less than 48 hours. Things are at a hectic pace. Behind the scenes, we are getting ready, making sure that you are ready. If you are not registered, you need to register ASAP. It's a free virtual conference, so there's no excuse. So whether you can make it for 1 day, 2 days, or all 3 days, there's no excuse for you not to make it and share in the great conversation. One of our speakers, I'm going to bring another speaker up. I've been interviewing some of our speakers over the last 4 or 5 days, and a good friend of mine. We go back some years. Lisa, how are you? Thank you for coming on.
I am great, Patrick. Thank you so much. And I have to give you kudos for the green room music. That was awesome. I feel very warmed up, very chill. Very chill.
There you go. Put you in a green room, give you music. Wish I could give you some green room stuff, some fruit, some veggies, but it wasn't in the budget today.
Yeah. No, super excited. It's like right around the corner. It's happening.
Yeah, less than 48 hours. Can you believe it?
Yeah, crazy.
Wow. So we've known each other now for it's been a while.
I want to say a decade.
Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you brought us on as a client when you were CEO, and I thank you for that. And we remain friends. You are a mentor. You are a friend. You come with a wealth of knowledge and experience. And I know you're going to be talking to our guests, our attendees. You're up on Friday. So tell us what you'll be talking about and give our viewers some idea as to just a snippet, not too much.
Not too much. We don't want to give away the mystery, the excitement of the program. I will say, though, I want to give you a shout out, though, that the Jaecklein Group was so instrumental in helping. I had a global, national, diverse, concurrent engineering team, that we had offices in Paris and London and Asia, et cetera. And Patrick put together just the most awesome circuit training for the groups that was really accessible. And we did train the trainers and all that. So I just wanted to say thank you. That company's done super well. But like anything, I learned a lot along the way. As you may or may not know, my education is in organizational behavior, but I've led a variety of high-tech companies, both started in Silicon Valley in the 80s and 90s, and then moved to New York in the 2000s, and really had the benefit of learning about strategy. What do you do? How do you move products along? Had several folks that were from HP. I'm considered an HP alum. But what I found is how do you make things click, right? And it's not only about the mystery of strategy and vision development, but how do you do those organizational pieces? So I'm really excited to talk to the attendees about aligning your business strategy and your culture, because it really, as we all know, it's people that make the difference in the execution. So that's it.
Good. Awesome. And I have the utmost respect for you, as you know, Lisa, based on the people. You've always been focused on people. Tell us where that came from.
Well, I think for the most part, it's really a servant leader model. I want to give a shout out to USF because that was the program, and it's not so much about the end result of the money at the beginning, but it's the end result of how can you make sure that there's personal and professional success with folks. And when you do that, the intrinsic rewards, they just kind of drive everyone towards accomplishing the business goals because you're having so much fun and you're feeling so successful that everybody wants to come along for the ride. So so where does that come from? I think part of it is just how I'm driven, but the other part of it is really understanding that if you get that organizational piece right and you're doing things for the right reason for your staff, they're going to come along and really it does take a team, right?
It does. And your topic is going to be aligning culture with your business strategy.
Yes.
Give us some, just a snippet as to what our guests or attendees should expect from your talk.
Okay. First of all, we're going to give just a brief overview of strategy process. Making sure that it's everyone has their own ways of looking at strategy, but really just making sure that you have that nailed down. What is a small version of the vision process, and that's a small part of it. But the rest is really, how do you align that to your go-to-market strategy? How do you align the brand? And then what are the things that you need to do to understand the motivations of individuals in the recruitment process? How do you make sure you've looked at commitment planning to keep the right people in place? And ultimately, how do you assess the various motivations relative to the types of jobs that people are doing? So getting into psychology a little bit, again, like I said, my BS is in the organizational behavior realm, so I'm really happy to kind of bring some of that to bear.
Awesome. So I'm talking to Lisa. She's one of our speakers for Breakthrough Small Business and Leadership Conference, happening less than 48 hours, May 19th through the 21st. And Lisa is going to be speaking on Friday. Lisa, one of the things that come up that someone asked me was, how do you define culture? What does culture mean?
Mm-hmm. Culture is it's a way we go about our work, right? What are the shared values, which are what is important to us, and the principles? How do we do business, and making sure that that's part of the fabric of your go-to-market strategy. So if there's a shared perspective of that amongst the team, that really is your culture. And as I like to say, as I mentioned, running international teams and whatnot, you really can't overcome years, decades, centuries of differences in community culture. But what you can do is define the business culture that you want to have within your organization. So creating that and then reinforcing it through your values and principles and your ethos is an important app.
Now, does that only happen on the larger level in terms of a large organization, or can a small business also?
It is more important in a small
that?
business than I mean, it's important everywhere, of course, and even within large companies, you have small pockets of culture. But when you're small and you're growing, it's essential that everyone has a shared perspective. And let's just take risk management for an example. If you have some of the organization is working on saving every dime, but the leaders are trying to grow the company, and we need to open that up a little bit. Well, there's an example of how having a shared culture around money and risk it becomes important.
And does that translate also over to non-for-profit organizations?
Absolutely. As both Patrick and I were able to work with a local not-for-profit in Rochester, and one of the really important things that I found from the CEO that led that is she ran it like a business, and because yes, you're feeling good about the things you're doing in a non-for-profit, but having those same goals and objectives and having that common culture, it's just as important there as it is anywhere else.
Awesome. Great. Anything else, Lisa, before we wrap up? Because I just wanted to come on and introduce you to the viewers, but more importantly, interview our attendees and viewers to you, because I know you are going to just I know you're excited. You said that, and you're just going to lay it on the line. You'll have a wealth of information. One thing that I know about you is that you are always prepared and ready to go. So I just can't wait.
Me neither. Yeah, it's exciting. It's really a subject that's near and dear to my heart. And as a servant leader, I'm super happy to share it with your community of attendees. So thanks for inviting me.
Not a problem. Any last words before we end?
No, be there or be square. Patrick has a whole lineup of exciting speakers for you. And I think this is just a wonderful thing that you're doing. And, come ready to learn.
That's it. That's it. Now you are in Indianapolis right now?
I'm in St. Louis, Missouri
In St.
right
Louis.
now.
In
Actually,
St. Louis.
St. Charles, for anybody familiar with the area.
Okay.
It's wonderful weather. All the spring flowers are out, but I will be back in my Florida office, ready to go on Friday at 2 p.m. East Coast time.
I think you're up, around 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock.
Absolutely.
There you go. Yeah. So I
Friday.
look forward to talking to you guys from the Space Coast.
There you Space Coast. I like that. Space Coast.
That's what we call it. Yeah. Our area codes are 321, believe it or not.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, Lisa, I want to thank you. Be safe there in St. Louis and safe travels back home. And we will see you on Friday as you'll be giving us the goodies on aligning culture with your business strategy. And I can't wait to take notes on your discussion. Thank you.
Great. All right. Thanks so much. Take care.
Bye-bye. So we've been talking to Lisa, and she is going to be speaking at, you don't want to miss this, right? Breakthrough Small Business and Leadership Conference. You've heard me. We've been talking about it for months now, and it all comes to a head in less than 48 hours. If you have not registered, I urge you to go ahead and register. What's keeping you? The registration is free. Attendance is free. What else can we do to get you there? You don't, if you don't have all 3 days, make it 1 day, make it 2 days. But you do not want to miss the information. You just heard Lisa. We are going to kick it off on Wednesday with our keynote speaker, Anika, and she's the founder and CEO of Tender Loving Family Care, who is our main sponsor of this conference. You'll also have CJ, who will be talking about the importance of recruiting and hiring. I will talk about developing your team. And then also on Wednesday, we will end with Ben Corey, who is our featured entertainer. Jackie on Thursday will be talking about leadership essentials. Pastor Dave will be talking about time management skills. And then we have Carol Rickard, who is going to be talking about stress, right? How do we manage stress? And we've been experiencing a lot of stress over the last year or 14, 15 months. And she's going to be talking about stress and how do we handle that. Then on Friday, we'll start off with Jimmy Marco, and she'll be talking about the customer experience, followed by Sabrina, who will be talking about the power of social media. And then we will end on a very high note with Lisa, who will be speaking on aligning culture with your business strategy. So you don't want to miss it. The link is right here. I'll also be putting it in the comments field. You want to go ahead and register. It is a free virtual conference for all business owners, small, large, entrepreneur, leaders. If you're a leader of a team, you want to be there. All right. So until then, we're looking forward to seeing you on Wednesday. We're out.